you doing out there? Jeff ain't here today, so that's actually a good thing because I can actually get something done. And we're back on our Karmann Ghia, which is a very, very, very intense project. It turned out to be way more than we imagined. As you see, this, if you look inside there, this is the lower rocker panel. Right there. That's right. Piece of shit. So, what we did is we started out with a brand new outer rocker. Okay? Now, just because you buy this outer rocker panel doesn't mean that you have to use the whole thing. Alright? And if you look really close right here, okay, you'll see where I actually cut out the section that I want to replace. Now, we're going to have to replace this inner side. I'm going to go ahead and do the outside first due to the fact that the piece we cut out has the lip right here, and we'll be able to go from there to make our inner. So, the first thing I did is I went ahead and I cut all the rust out. On top of this, from the factory, this is actually the inner rocker panel right here, and it goes around, and this is the outer. Now, why they make it like this, I don't know, okay? I don't know, I don't care. But, you know, we still got to fix it, and that's the way it goes. So, what I did is I cut the rust out, just like you saw right here, okay? That looks like shit. That's crap. That's the cheap-ass, inexpensive way to fix something. Or if you're a used car lot, you might want to, you know, Earl Shive it so you can sell the piece of shit. But I cut this all out. I squared it all up with my tape and my scribe tool. And then I came back and I mocked up the piece that I'm going to use. And what I did is I cut it out of the rocker panel that we bought, as you see. And here's the top section that we cut out. Okay, that we're not going to use. So, I mocked it up with tape. Okay, I outlined everything, boxed it in, and I cut it. It took several times to cut it. And as you see, if you look real close, this fits in there just like a glove. Just like it's supposed to be. That is how you replace the rust. And this does not just apply to Karmann Ghias, this applies to pretty basically every single car that you might want to fix rust on. So, what I'll do is I'll drill these holes out up here, and they'll look just like factory spot welds. This is all going to be butt welded, seam welded. If you notice, I even went ahead and I followed the contour of this piece so it would have a nice tight fit. If you look really close, right there, that's going to really look good when we butt weld that together. Then, once I get this section in, I'm going to go ahead and clean this up. I'm probably going to cut this section out. I still got my old piece here, which still has the contour that I need. And, you know, what we'll do is we'll cut this section out right here that's rotted, and it looks like it might come all the way back here. I don't want to have to take all this apart and all this out just to replace this front piece. I've already looked inside there, and the only piece that's rusted is right here. Now, the reason that's rusted, okay, is because the rear quarter panel, lower quarter panel's rusted. And if you look right here, that's the piece we're talking about. This is very common on a Karmann Ghia. I don't care what year it is. If it ain't a one-owner car and it's been in its garage all its life from California or New Mexico or Colorado or somewhere that has a very dry climate, it's going to have rust. You can count on that, okay? Karmann Ghia, in my opinion, is probably the worst designed Volkswagen that Volkswagen made. Just like the rocker section, I only cut out the section. When you buy your lower quarter section, this is what it looks like. But why should we replace this and take a chance that the holes, the nipples for the molding don't line up? Okay, because this is an aftermarket piece. So what we'll do is, why don't we just cut out the rust that we need to cut out? It saves us a lot of time. It saves us a lot of, you know, pain and agony of fitting all this in here, okay, and getting it perfect lined up, this, that, and the other. Once again, I cut the old rust out. If you notice right here, you can see the seam where I cut it down. Now, all I will do, once I repair this rocker panel here, I will do the same thing with this panel right here that I did with this panel, okay? And what I'll do is I'll fit it up here, just like this, all right? I'll line that hole up, and as you notice, if you look real close, here's a good example of aftermarket parts. This piece here fits perfect, or at least where we want it to fit. But when you look at this panel, okay, you see that this is sticking way out. That's telling me that it actually has to come way down here, okay? For this to line up with this, all right, we're going to have to do some major work, all right, to make that all line up and come back in and suck together and weld it on. And if you look right here, the hole doesn't even line up, okay? That's where it lines up, but the problem we have is we got a freaking gap down here more than an inch. So you see there? That's why I'm telling you, rust is bullshit. It's a pain in the ass. If you don't know what you're doing, take it somewhere where they do know what they're doing. This little project right here probably took 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and I stress very hard, you need to take your time on it. Do not rush through this, okay? I'm gonna mock this up, I'll get it ready to weld in, I'll clean all this surface rust off, and then we'll cut this piece out to fit in here, and then we start welding. And that's actually the happy time. So, aftermarket parts are available from different suppliers, different people. Don't attempt yourself to go to the junkyard and think you're going to buy another car to replace parts with, because more than likely, that car is just as rotted and rusted as the one that we started with. So, let's get this nightmare done and down the road and get on to the next project, because I'm already, having nightmares over the situation.
Hey, 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 ha, 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 ha.